Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC. That's one word. It means still not fucking around crew. And you can catch me on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. I know I just said it's not fucking around crew because that's what it was. And I just use Not Fooling Around Crew, so I'm not cursing so much, but I end up cursing a lot anyways. But anyways, so it's Not Fooling Around Crew on YouTube. We try to not be so cursy so much, but it actually is not fucking around crew. I stole it from the movie The Town, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to do today, I want to talk to you guys about my tune process because, well, a couple of reasons. It evolves all the time. And I feel like it's at a pretty good spot right now. So I think now's a good time to share the entire process. I'm doing a race tonight, kind of sponsoring or just trying to find people. Sponsoring is kind of a weird way to say trying to find people to race with me. But I am trying to find people to race with me tonight. We're doing some Camaro races tonight. This is a 2018 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. It's already tuned up. But we're going to buy a different Camaro. Let's see what kind of Camaros they got for sale. And we'll go from there. ZL1 1LE is right there. Is dope. There's the regular ZL1, still extremely dope. And then we got the Z28. See, I would love to tune up the Z28, but we'd have to tune it to S1. We could do that. We could do that. But let's take a look at the older Camaros before I do that. Z28, 79, that's okay. 70 Z28. Super Sport 69 is beautiful. And I guess that's it, huh? Those are our choices. The 70 Z28, 79 Z28, or the 69 SS. That's what we're going to do. We're going to grab the 69 SS. I'm going to try and tune this up to A class. Hopefully we can do something with that there. But even if we can't, I can show you guys the process at the very least. Show you guys everything that goes into the tune process. I'll give you the share code and all that stuff as well. I don't like none of these. Don't like any of these. So let's just go to the colors then, shall we? Oof. That is some hardcore ugly. Alright, I think I'm going to go with that one. You know what? Let's go green. Fuck it. See, I don't think I have anything that color green. That's dope. Yeah, I really like that. That's fire right there. Alright, so let's pick that. So, once you decide on the car, the next thing you got to do is you're going to decide if you're going to try and be like a purist build and keep it natural for the drivetrain, motor, or are you going to max it out? You know, it's good to know what's the next step you're going to do in the process. For this one, we're going to try and take it from C class to A class. We're going to try and keep it rear-wheel drive. I think at A class with this amount of power and grip and everything will be just fine driving rear-wheel drive. So we're going to try and keep the stock motor, try and keep the stock drivetrain, and keep it naturally aspirated as well. But let's take a look, see what's going on. So first thing you do when you're tuning is you start with the conversions. You got to know what you're doing, because if you say you do a bunch of upgrades and then you decide you're going to change your motor, then you have to do it all again. So, shit. No phone calls, I'm busy, sorry. So let's just take a look at what we're working with. So this is a 6.5 liter, 375 horsepower motor. There's some lighter ones with more horsepower. That's a good motor there. But it's not like we have a bad motor. So we're going to stick with the stock one. It's got plenty of horsepower for going to A class. I got your ticket earlier. Thanks. And we're going to keep it, like I said, the rear wheel drive. And we're going to keep it naturally aspirated as well if we can. I think if you're not trying to like max tune a car, then naturally aspirated or supercharged is the way to go. We're going to keep it naturally aspirated. for the torque. There's a turbo lag on the turbos, and there's less of that with the naturally aspirated and the superchargers. But anyways, let's get into the tires. I've read that you're only supposed to go 2 classes of tires up. Let's take a look what that looks like. So that takes us from this one up to sport tires at a B648. I think we can go a little better than that, right? At 648, you have 4-4 handling, 3-2 braking. At 676, you have a 5-0 handling, 3-8 braking. So 4-6, 3-6 to 5-0, 3-8. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make up that amount of difference. Plus 19 grip. More important in those numbers is probably the lateral G's. So this one here, with these tires, you get 0.89 lateral G's at 60 and at 120. It's not great. And then with these tires, you get 106 and 105, which is also not great, especially the 120. But it's a lot better than 89. So with lateral G's is the force laterally. Basically, it's how much force you can have on this sideways before it just breaks free, like during a turn or whatever lateral G's are. You want higher lateral G's is good. You'll see your supercars and all those things have extreme G's, 2s and 150s and stuff like that. So, anyways, lateral G's, we want to get them. So we're going to pick the semi-slick race tires. I'm also going to, because we're driving a rear-wheel drive, I'm going to bump out that rear tire width. We're going to make it as fat as possible. And this is just what I do when I'm tuning for rear-wheel drive, basically. And then I'm also going to bump out the rear track width. I'm not going to touch the front one. I'm not going to touch the front tire either. And I'm not going to touch the rims yet. We'll come back to that if we can. I always put the race clutch on, and I put a race transmission on as well. Some people will put on sport transmissions, and those people usually drive manual transmissions, but I actually tune individual gears, so I always put on a race transmission. Now, the race transmissions come in 5 different flavors: the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The 6-speed race transmission is the lightest of the race transmissions because there's less gears. So I pick the 6 because it's the lightest. We skip over the driveline for now. This is one of the last upgrades we'll do if we can. And then we put a race differential in. And that's the reason you do these upgrades is so you can tune the car. So the next thing to do, you should check before you actually install this. You need to check if your car has 4-wheel steering. If your car has 4-wheel steering, then you don't want to touch the spring and dampers. This car does not, so we're going to go ahead and put this race spring and dampers on there, which will allow us to be able to tune, and then the race front and rear anti-roll bars. Now, we're going to do the full race weight reduction. And we're actually going to look here at the chassis reinforcement. And what we're going to look at is that where it says front 55%, we want to try and get that to 50 if we can. We won't be able to, but we want it to be at 50. So let's just take a look at what these do. And put it at 54. So this one here, probably the one I'm going to go with. What I'm going to look at is the difference in lateral G's between this and a full cage. So with this we get 116, 116. With the full cage we get 119, 118. Yeah, I'll take the full cage here. Let's move on. I think I skipped over the arrow. Can you guys hear me? I'm hearing feedback in my microphone. Is it okay? Does it sound good? Let's do a roll call also. Ooh, there's a lot we can do here with the arrow. I'm actually going to go ahead, just because I don't like the way that the lateral G's are looking, I'm going to go ahead and throw the forward race wing on there, because look at what it does for your lateral G's at 120 specifically. It goes from 118 to 126. That's a pretty big upgrade, and it's not even an ugly wing, so so let's throw that piece on there. And I see you, Tariq, and I see you, Ashley. The other thing it does is it takes a lot of your, actually brings us down, way down in class ranking, which is awesome. It brings us from a 729 to a 717. Probably affects us a lot in our top speed is what it is. But that's okay, we'll get it all back. So we're at 46060 with both. 0 to 100, we're running a 12.7, but now it's running a 13.3, so it's a huge fall, 0 to 100. And then also your top speed goes from 161 to 142, right? We also went from 729 to 717. So let's look at what we can do to the motor and get us to 729 and see if we can beat those numbers. So what we're looking at right now, man, don't feedback in my headset right now, it's killing me. Alright, so 12.7 at 729. 12.7 at 729, and what that is our 0 to 100 times 12.7, and our performance at 729. So throw some things into the motor and see if we can beat 12.7 at 729. Throw this in because it takes a lot of weight off, and I'm going to throw this one because it takes a lot of weight off. It's at 728, and we're at 12.5. So we already got, we're at 12.7 or something. So we're at 728. We've everything put the wing on. We're now lighter, we're faster, and we have a lower performance index, and we use that rear wing. So I think it was pretty clearly the right choice to throw the rear wing on there. We got lateral G's, we got lighter, and we got faster. So you might lose the top speed, but we're going to make up for it as average speed over the course of the race. So anyways, let's keep moving. So that's what we do with the that's pretty much everything we're gonna do in the handling for now. Let's go into the engine and see where we can go. We're trying to get up to A800. I like to start with the upgrades, small upgrades over big upgrades. Big upgrades, I only use them if you have to. Camshaft's a big upgrade. Turbocharger is a big upgrade. Supercharger is a big upgrade. I like to start with the small ones, and I like to start with the small ones that take off weight as well. Sometimes it's better to go with the other ones, like this one, this one here. Yeah, but I like to start with the ones that take off weight. This takes off weight. I think this one takes off weight too. Let's take a look. See, yeah, that one takes off a lot of weight as well. So we're gonna go that one. That one actually adds weight, so we're gonna skip that one for now. This is a really good one. Ignition, it's always good. It doesn't add any weight, so we're gonna throw that on there. This one takes off a bunch of weight. This one takes off some weight, and this one takes off some weight. But it looks like we have more room to go to get this to an A800, so we may end up doing all of these upgrades. We may end up having to do some other things as well. So that won't always happen, but it is the case this time. So that's why I showed you the order I like to do things in. So it looks like we are, in fact, going to have to do the camshaft upgrade. We might even have to throw a supercharger on here. Let's find out. Huge upgrade, 9.7 to a 9.5 with that. And we're still... Nope, not going to do none of that. Alright, so where are we at? Let's take a look again. So we're at 776. We still need to get to the top of A-class of A800. I think the only way we're going to get there is with a supercharger. So let's go throw one on. I'm not going to throw on a front, I only put this at 779. Might be worth doing. 122, 131. I don't think we need that much lateral G's. Yeah, we're going to leave this off. Let's go throw a supercharger on this bad boy. Maybe a sexy hood. Get a little cowl going on. Yeah, I love a cowl, so that's not necessary. You don't have to. Whew, that looks good too, doesn't it? Holy crap. Man, that looks mean. I usually love a good cowl, but we're going to go fucking motor out, man. Alright, anyways. Purely decorational is what we're doing there. It does take some weight off, but what we really need to do is we need to get some more horsepower in here. So we're going to have to throw, let's throw on the Centrifugal Supercharger. Plus 40 horsepower. Damn, plus 42 horsepower, and it gets us higher in the class rating. We may have to go with this one. I'm not even sure we're going to be able to get up to where we need to get. I'm only picking that one because, well, I really know which one's better. I kind of like the other one better. Oh, yeah, we're fine now. Okay, we're up to 795 with this one. Let's see what it does, actually. So that's 8773 at 795. Let's see what the other supercharger does us. We'll get into the tuning in just a second. Dang it. 8, 9. So the other one's definitely the way to go. Let's check the turbocharger as well. Just for the hell of it, because we're not getting all the way up where I need to get to. Turbocharger's always my last resort. Now we're over where we need to be. With an 8.4. Fuck. That might be the way to go. 8.4. How am I going to get that back down, though, if we put that in there? Nah, we'll fucking put the supercharger on there. We're going to put the positive displacement supercharger on there. We'll figure a way to get it up in the class. Alright, so there we go. We're getting closer to where we want to be. $798. See, like, I'm doing this now because we have to. Oh, man, maybe we should try and get the fucking other thing in there. I hate when this happens, man. These are the choices you gotta make. We don't need more lateral G's. I mean, you can always use them, but we don't really need them at this point. You're fine in A class with 121, 126. 122, 130 is better, though. I think that okay, so here's what I would do. If I were you and you are like, okay, I need that extra grip, then I'd go ahead and throw the front bumper on there. But if you're like, hey, I need that extra speed, go ahead and throw that turbocharger on there. So we're going to try and throw the turbocharger on there, and we're going to try and we're going to figure out how we can get it back down to 800 from 803. And how we can do that. It's going to be from something that adds weight. What added weight? I think you added weight. Right? You did. That takes a lot of weight off doing that. What else adds weight here? Nothing. Intercooler? We didn't put that on. Cooling. Damn, that almost went down where we needed it. Let's see. Alright, there we go. 8565 with that one. And then 8603. 8565. $655, $630. $655, $631. Alright, so we're going to use that one. Slightly better. And then we're going to go back over here to the rims. We're going to see if we can put some lightweight rims on there. I didn't want to spend this much time on upgrades. What's more important is the tuning, but whatever. So you can't do anything with the rims. You can't make them any lighter. But let's go back and see if we can put something into that drive line. Nope, can't even do that. So we're like at the max for A800. We're right there. So let's go ahead and install that, and then we'll get into the tuning. I'll show you guys how we do that. So we went from 3,500 pounds to 2,900 pounds, 375 horsepower to 655 horsepower, and then 1.2 lateral G's to 1.8. Like great increases from C585 to A800. That's it. There may be the occasional move outlet, but that can be charged additionally. Cool. And then, so what we're gonna do. All right, so the upgrades are done. Once you're done with your upgrades, you need to go back and look at the car. So my cars, here's the car. So right here, it's the 1969. I'm taking some notes. 1969 Camaro SS Coupe. Like they would have a Camaro SS not Coupe. What is the options besides that? Convertible maybe? There is a convertible. Okay, so, but what we're looking at here is where it says front 54%. That's what we need to know. 54% of the weight is in the front of the car. Because the first thing we're going to do with our tuning is adjust the springs to balance that out. Oops, that's not what I want to do. So we go over here to upgrades and tuning, go to custom tuning. We're going to drop the tire pressure down first of all. We're going to put that about 27. It's usually pretty good. You can adjust that later. We'll do the gearing, we'll do the alignment, we'll do the anti-roll bars. First, we're going to start at the springs. So you come over here and you set your spring tension all the way up. And I see you, Tariq, with the ticket redeem. Let's do another roll call as well. Alright, so your spring tension is 1534.3. So I got to break out my trusty calculator. 1534.3 times 0.54 is 828.522 pounds in the front. And then we're going to multiply it by 0.46. Fuck, I accidentally closed the damn Twitch. Okay, and 0.46 for the rear is 705.778. Oh no, I didn't close it. It's still here. Alright, good. Okay, so our front springs are that number right there, 1534.3 times 54%. 54% of that number is 828.5 something. My handwriting shit. Eight two eight. Come on, get over there. 828.5 it looks like. So we'll go there, 0.8. And then for the rear, it should be 705. So that's 54% of the weight of the car is supported with the front at 54% of the total spring tension. Then 46% of the total spring tension's in the back at 705. And that's how I set mine. That's how I think, you know, that's what works for me right now. It seems to give me a nice even ride, even slide. I like to drop my front and rear ride height all the way down as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that now and hope it works. Okay, and then the next thing to do is to set the gears. So right now we have the tires set, we have the spring tension set, and the ride height set. We're going to adjust the gearing. Now, how I do this, I usually go all the way to the left, set it at 220, work my way back to get the fastest 0 to 100 speed. And what we can do is we can set our 0 to 100, we can set our top speed, and then I can go in and I can adjust the gears between those two afterwards, and I'll show you how we do that. So basically our 0 to 100 is 8622. We want to find the fastest 0 to 100 we can, and we find that by adjusting the final drive. So 8622 is the number to beat right now, and we're running at 8490, so we're already doing pretty good there. I hope we get more than that. 8471. 8433. 8433 is our number to beat. 8414, that's even better. Come on, show me that 83s. 8358, yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Come on, baby, keep going, keep going, keep going. 8376, it's going back up. 8358. 8339. This is our fastest so far, and I have a feeling this is going to be about it. Yeah, we're going the wrong way now. 8339 was at 280. So at 280, we're running an 8339 with 366. Now we're going to use the 0 to 60 time as our secondary number. Let's see if we can get it faster. Oh, there you go. Look at that. So that's faster, even still. It's 8339 still, but it's a 3650. Let's just keep checking. 3650. So we want the rightmost one, actually, is what we want. Oh, look at that. 8650, 8320. Want the rightmost one of that, and that's going to be it right there. 288 runs us 3650, 8320. Now the reason we want the rightmost one of that is because farther to the right means faster acceleration. So if you use the rightmost one, then you'll get to the speed you want as fast as possible. So that's how we know that our gears are properly set all the way up to 100 miles an hour. And so that will cover first gear, second gear, and third gear at least. You can see that 93 is represented on that chart down there, and you can see that we're probably hitting 0 to 100 here in third gear. Okay, so the next thing to do is go ahead and adjust our top gear. And this says 6 gears are top gear, but if you look at the chart on the bottom right, 6 gear isn't represented. So 6 gear is not our top gear. Our top gear is actually 5th gear. So let's take a look at our top speed. You can see it's at 173.1. I'm going to move this to the right. I'm going to push right on the controller, which will actually move the gears to the left, which is to the right is for acceleration, and that will make the whole thing shorter. From left to right is a shorter distance, so by pushing to the right, we get shorter gears. They're just faster towards acceleration. Push it to the left, you get longer gears, and that's more towards the speed side. But I'm guessing that we can get faster for 173 by going to the right. So our top speed is 173.1. We're trying to get a better top speed than that, and we're going the wrong direction. Let's try the other way. 173.1 is our top speed. Okay, so 173.1 is our top speed. Top speed is a function of horsepower and aerodynamics. That's as fast as the car goes. Doesn't matter what you do with this much horsepower, this body style, with the wing on it that we have on it, this is as fast as it goes. Period. So again, we're going to pick the one that says 173.1. That's the rightmost one because that's for acceleration. So it'll be the fastest you can get from 0 to 173.1. The fastest one is the rightmost one on the controller, which is the shortest one. So there you go, right there. 102 is the fastest gears we can get. So now we know that we have first gear, second gear, third gear, and fifth gear set properly. And, well, that's pretty much, if you could do anything with this gear, maybe, I mean, there isn't too much we could do here. Maybe put it like that, where they're both starting from the same RPM exactly. So anyways, let's see. Yeah, there isn't too much we can do here, but that's where it was normally. I would say maybe the best thing to do would be put it right there where they're about even. Fifth gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear starting at the same RPM range. Maybe that's good, maybe that's not, but really, it doesn't make too much of it. There isn't too much we can do here at fourth gear. But anyways, that's the gearing. The gears are properly set. There's nothing else you could do there. If there were more gears, like a couple between top gear and the first three gears that I showed you, I could go a little more deeper into it, but it doesn't allow me to show any more than that. I could go into the highway and show you how to check your horsepower. I'll do that anyways, but there isn't much more we can do here with this car. Alright, so the next thing to do, I googled this, and it says, basically here in the description, it says, positive caster, the incline is rearward, and negative camber increases as the suspension compresses or the tires move through the steering lock. Increasing positive caster lets you run less negative camber. This results in a straight up tire while driving straight ahead, which is good for acceleration and braking, but provides a desirable amount of negative camber when cornering. Basically, when your front angle, your caster on the front caster angle is high, you can run your tire with less negative camber in the front and rear. Camber is for cornering, and then you want your tire flat. So flat is for like taking off and braking, and then negative camber is for cornering. So basically you want a good balance between the two. Especially in a rear-wheel drive car, you want it to be flat so you can take off pretty good, but you also want to put some angle on it so when you're going around a corner it doesn't just slide and drift. So you have to make a decision of what to do. Basically it says that you can set these both at -5, -0.5, and start from there and adjust from there. But what I googled, actually I googled caster. I googled it because I wasn't sure what to do with it, and they said in performance, I wrote it down somewhere. Basically they said the same thing. For performance you want a high angle, so that's why I always put mine at 7. Always put mine at 7 for road racing. And that allows us to run less negative camber here and here. How much of that you run? Well, basically, I like to start at 0. And okay, so keep an eye on your 0 to 60 time, which is 3.634. And I want to move this to the left as much as I can while keeping it at 3.634. So moved up to 3.650. So you could stop it there, right? But the thing is, I don't think that's enough negative camber on the rear tire, so I'm going to keep going. 3.650 is the next range of negative cambers on the rear tires is at -3.650. So -0.8 is the leftmost I could go here. I want as much negative camber as I can without losing speed, so that's where I'm going to put that. So I would say to put it somewhere between -0.3 and -0.8. We're going to start with the leftmost one to try and give us as much stability in the rear end and corners as possible. And we're going to do the same for the front. We're going to keep an eye on the 0 to 60 time. 3.650. Alright, and it's not moving too much. So we're going to say, I'm going to keep it right about there for now. And we're going to check this when we start tuning. So that's where we're going to set it at for now. That's the reason we set it like we do. Let's move on. Anti-roll bars. I'm not going to touch them until I try and drive the car. This is already set. Damping, we're not going to touch that till we see how the suspension reacts. I'm not going to touch none of this, none of that. And I don't ever touch this. Basically what it is, your tires spin at a different rate when you're accelerating and decelerating. When you're decelerating, you want them to spin at a different rate so you can turn more. Basically, if there are no issues here, then you could just leave it the same. You could pop this all the way up so the tires lock up immediately under acceleration. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to pop up the acceleration so both tires are spinning instead of just one. It should help us launch. Pop that up to about 60%. Why not? Alright, so that's where we're starting. And then I'm going to show you how we figure out some more things from tuning, from driving it. And let's do another roll call. You guys want to do a roll call? Alright, so here's the Camaro. Let's take it to a track and test it out. You know what? Let's take it down the highway. See how it's driving down the highway. I'll show you how I would check the... I see you, Tariq. I'll show you how I would check the horsepower thing. How the horsepower affects your shifting and your gears. We're not going to get to it adjusting too much here, but I'll show you where I would check that. So, we'll start here with General Tab. The General Tab, you'll see the horsepower in the upper left. When it shifts, it drops down and then it builds back up. It's naturally aspirated. Actually, this one has boost. This one's... What did we put on, the supercharger or turbocharger? We put a supercharger on here. So the problem with... You'll see. Forced induction cars actually jump back up into the power rim pretty damn quick. So our peak power is 640-ish, 650-ish. Wow. Oh, I see. All right, let's do that one. All right, so keep an eye on the power when it dips, when I shift. That's what I want you to see. When the car shifts, you're going to see a dip in the power. We're going to see where it dips down to. .650 is the power. Looks to be dipping to about 600, maybe 590 before it builds back up into fourth gear. Fourth gear is the only one we were worried about, really. Let's see what it does in fifth. About the same, 590 to 650. Yeah, I don't think there's too much we can do with that. You might... Yeah, so they're even. I already set them pretty evenly. There's not too much we can do there. You have to check one of my other videos if you really want to see how we can change those gears. But these ones are pretty much properly set already. So, let's take it for some driving at... Oh, let's check out the tires. We can check out the tires here as well. So let's see what they're doing. We're going to look at the... Oh, and look at the suspension. So one of the things you need to check with your suspension is when you slam on the brakes, you don't want to see your car. When you slam on the accelerator or slam on the brakes, you don't want your suspension to bottom out or hit the top. So as you can see, our suspension is pretty good so far, right? Yeah. That's in a straight line, though. We'll check it on a curve as well. But it's pretty good there. But let's check the tires. Oh, look at that. So you can see that the tires, the rear tires especially, they're pretty flat. And you can tell because they're heated up pretty evenly. The inside of the tires are at 200. Outside of the tires at about 190. That's pretty good. The front, we have a little more angle on the front. We're going from about 200 to 160. That might be a bit high of an angle. You might back off that a little bit. That's our negative camber on the front tires. Seems pretty good for now. Both of them are pretty good. But if you're having some problems with the back end drifting, you can put a little more on there. And you might try and take off a little on the front too as well. But I think they're okay for where they're at. Alright, so next thing to do is race, put some laps on it. And I like to do laps at the Horizon Mexico circuit. It's a pretty good track. Has a little bit of everything, a little bit of speed, has a hairpin, has some sweeping turns as well. And those are good for, sweeping turns are good for adjusting your any roll bars and stuff like that. So let's check it out. Run some rivals there. You know what? Before we run some rivals, we'll go ahead and race solo on a test track that Tim made. Let's see. Event Lab Creations. Friends. There we go. So this is the same track, 10 laps there. It's dry. So 10 laps is good. I think you're alone here as well. So it's really good for testing the car out. Alright, so the first thing you want to check after you tune, put your telemetry on, you want to check your suspension. Let's just see how the suspension acts as we do some laps. There's some bumps here, and you're going to see it dip on some bumps, but there's nothing we can really do about that. We're in the flat parts and in the sweeping parts where we really want to see what's going on. Braking, turning, seems pretty good. So if it turns all the way white on your inside tire when you're turning, that means your tire is lifting off the ground. Front tire is lifting a little bit, but not too much. Let's check it again. We're going to take a left turn, check the left front tire. See, it's lifting, but not too bad. So it feels like to me that our suspension's pretty good. I'm gonna hit a bump here, but it bottomed out or came off completely, but that's because we hit a bump. Let's check the right front tires on this right sweeping turn. That's pretty good, right? When you hit a bump, it's the only time it really goes around. So yeah, I would say that the car is pretty well. The damping, bump damping, and rebound is all pretty good. Spring stiffness is pretty good. We already measured the spring stiffness, so we know that the car has got its weight pretty equally distributed against the springs. So let's. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drive a little bit and see how it feels. Like, does it feel like when I get into the gas, is it turning? Is it going around properly? Is the back end spinning too easily? What's going on? So basically, I'm going to shut the fuck up and drive for a little bit, see how the car feels. That's fucking awesome. Feels pretty good. Let's check the tires, see what they look like. Got a 31 in the front, more or less, 30 and a half in the back. Tires are heated up pretty good, so that means they're gripping pretty well. They turn orange or red, that means they're slipping. They're hot. These are pretty good. Yeah, I would say this car's tuned. It's pretty fucking good. So a good A-class time on this track for me is about 107. I think we're gonna hit 107, but we hit 109. That's pretty good. Dang, we just ran a 108.1. Car's good. This is a good car. Hell yeah. The car's performing really good. Hell yeah. I think it's perfect. I don't think you're going to get much better than this. I'm really happy with this. I mean, it slides, but it just slides just enough and it comes back like, yeah, it's really good. Really well done. Lucked the fuck out, I think. I kind of fucked that turn up, but fuck. Just could have run a 107, man. That's a good, this is good. Not the fastest A-class car in the world, but it's up there, man. It's good. It's always good when your fucking build works out like that. I mean, it started like I fucked up, but it's catching itself. Like, yeah, it's forgiving. That's the word, forgiving. The back end doesn't kick around when you get on the throttle either. It's fucking nice. Yeah, we're running consistently in 108, nice and low in the 108s. Probably get better than that with a really good lap, but consistency is more important than, you know, running one super fast lap and then one hard to control lap. I take consistency all day. Give me a car that runs the same every single lap and I'm happy. This thing is really consistent. Come on, baby. Get there. 107. Yeah, 107.4. What? Oh, yeah. This is a good fucking build, man. This is a nasty little A-class. All right, man. That's great. That's great. So let's do, the code word is going to be nasty. This one is nasty. This is a beautiful A-class build. Lucked out, man. That 107.4 is serious. That's serious, man. That's like tenths of seconds off my best ever, and this thing just does it. It's simple. Look, just like this corner here is a sliding corner. This car doesn't even think about sliding there, man. There's something good about this build. We lucked out. When it does slide, it comes back and catches itself. Alright, so let's end this. And I'm going to go through the tune. I'm going to give you guys a share code. So that's the tune part of the video that I pretty much showed you guys everything, why I do everything the way I do it. This part of the video is just going to be for those who don't give a fuck why I do it, but they just want the tune. So, alright, so 3, 2, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC. That's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. Today, I've got a 1969 Camaro SS tune for you that I want to show you. This thing is nasty, man. Let's take it to the house. I'll show you all the upgrades. I'll show you all of the custom tuning. And I'll give you the share code. Alright, so we'll start with the upgrades at the conversions. We're running the stock motor. Excuse me. We'll start with the conversions. We're running the stock engine, the stock drivetrain, and the twin turbos. We have the stock front bumper, the Horizon 5 race rear wing, the stock rear bumper, and the Horizon 5 street hood. The tires are semi-slick compound, 215s in the front, 345s in the back. Shit, we're running the stock rims, and that's the stock rim size as well. The stock front track width with the fully upgraded rear track width. It's the race clutch, race transmission, which is a 6-speed, and the stock driveline with the race differential. Platform and handling, we're running the stock brakes, the race spring and dampers, race front and rear anti-roll bars. We're running the race chassis reinforcement and the race weight reduction. Running the race intake, stock carburetor, race ignition, race exhaust, race cams, race valves, sport engine block, race pistons, sport twin turbo, race flywheel, stock oil and cooling, stock intercooler, or no intercooler. And that should put you right at an A800. Now, as far as the custom tuning goes, we're running 27 front and rear tires. That's the pounds per square inch, 27. The gears are 288 spinal drive, 414, 267, 182. Those three aren't touched. 135, 102, that is touched. 0.80, you're not using 6th gear. Don't shift into 6th gear. Alignment is a negative 1.5 in the front, negative 0.8 in the back with a 0-0 toe, 7-degree angle on the front caster. Anti-roll bars untouched, 29.6, 13.7. Springs 828.8 in the front, which is balanced at 706.1 in the back. Drop the ride height down all the way, 7.8, 7.8. Damping untouched. It worked good right there where it was, 12.6, 9.6, 7.97. Excuse me, 7.960. Aero is untouched. You can't do the front, 328 in the back. Brakes can't do either. Differential is changed. We got a 60% acceleration, 38 deceleration. I'm going to save this setup and call it... we're going to call it Road Race Tune. It's an A800 build. Keyword 1 is good, or keyword 1 is all around, keyword 2 is good all around, and the description is tuned by Still in FAC on Twitch. And this tune is awesome, by the way. Really didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Alright, so if you go in the tune browser, you can search by creator. It's THE space NFAC. That's my gamer tag, and you'll see at A800 the tune's called Road Race Tune. And the share code 166-763-824. And I actually recommend this code, this tune, man. This is a good tune for A-Class. So, let's take it for a quick spin somewhere. Where can I drive this thing? Let's jump right into some online rivals. Try some A-Class rivals. We'll see how it works at an actually pretty big, pretty fast, pretty tough track The Playa Azul is tough. Playa Azul's tough. Let's go take it in A-Class at Playa Azul. See how that goes. Actually, you need to be fast at Playa Azul, but let's give it a try. You can do it at Playa Azul. You can do it anywhere. This isn't a very fast A-Class build. I mean, I don't think it's got a very high top speed for A-Class. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, what a good A-Class top speed is. I know S-Class is about 220. Not really sure where A-Class top speed should be, but let's see how this car handles this. This is a tough track. It's a fast track, and it's a tough one. Real sweeping. Real fast with real sweeps. Sweeping fast turns. Some water here too, you gotta dodge. There. I'm gonna do another lap because I can't leave my rival's time up there from a dead start. I want a rolling start from my rival's time. So we're gonna run another lap. That's a pretty good first lap though. Continue lapping. Tell you, this is a good build, man. I'm surprised how good this A-Class tune is. Super consistent. That's all you can ask for. I fucked up that turn. So much, you could have gained another second without fucking up that turn. Anyways, it's a 114. It's pretty good. We're going to end it there. And let's say goodbye as the final roll call here. Going to end the video as well. $114,474. Could have been better. I fucked up that final turn. What's up, Tariq? See you. Goodbye, Tariq. I'll be streaming again later. I don't know if you're planning on joining the races tonight, but that's what these tunes are for. Get these tunes in the hands of the people before the event starts tonight. So let's get away from this. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch. It's still in FAC, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. This is my 1969 Camaro SS Coupe tune. It's called Road Race, and the share code is 166 763-824. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Wait. Let's do that differently. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's my tune. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. This is the 1969 Camaro SS Coupe. The tune's called Road Race Tune, and the share code's 166-763-824. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out. That fucking lead was weak. At least the outro was good. The fucking lead was weak. Ah, well, what can you do? Can't make a perfect video. And then what would I do after that? I can just die if I made one perfect, I guess. So, I'll keep fucking up these videos till I have something to work on. Anyways, I'm out, man. Thanks for watching. See you later, man.